I welcome you guys into my next program. And now, there's a lot about life that I want to talk about. And you have to realize that every single day, you have to always be profound in how you speak and how you talk. So, when you speak in a fluential way, you can always go a certain distance in your life. And you can always manifest anything in your life as long as you are speaking words and as long as you are being creative. And now, if you only ever stick to being creative in life, you always find your way. You always find that you have to be more creative in your daily life. And the more creative you are, the better your success and the better your persona and the better you are. And you have to understand that every single day, that no matter what happens, you always have to, every single day, do the best you can. Because when you do the best you can always live life to the fullest. You can always help yourself to find something of nature where you can live your life in a way that is accordance to the way you want it to be. So every single day you have to always dig in for words. And the more you dig in for words, the more you'll get somewhere, the more you will create content. Okay, you have to push yourself to make content. And you have to understand that the more you push yourself to make content, the more you'll find your way. And now, life's true treasures is in the knowing of things, okay? That you must not know about anything. And the more you not know your life and the more you not know about anything that's said in this world, the more you can actually be curious and the more you can actually live your life to the best possible ability. So every single day you have to always do something that's going to put you on the spot. You have to do something that's going to help you to stand out. And the more you stand out in that life, the better you get. So you just have to always look for content. Look for things that help you to grow. And the more you grow as an individual, the more you'll find things to say. You just have to always manifest yourself in a way that you have to speak in accordance to what you need in life. But you have to understand that the more you speak in terms of words and you stick to the words of everything you say, the more you'll teach yourself how to make content. And you have to understand that it's much more about always delivering on whatever your service is. So you have to understand that the words that come to you in daily life, you have to write it down. And when you write it down, you have to give it to others. Because that's treasure. Yes, and that's ideas. That's a perspective. And people always treasure information. And the more you can help yourself with information by giving it, the more you can help others. But not only that, you can impact this world in a positive way. And when you impact the world in a positive way, you just make the world a better place. So if this makes sense to you, for example, you have to understand to start always making sense in your life. Start making more in your life about anything that you're doing. Try to every single day grow your potential, grow the person you are. And when you grow the person you are, the better your life and the better your outcomes and the better your results. So you have to always deliver on your promises. So if you promise something, make sure you do it. Make sure you hold yourself to a high standard. Make sure that your habits are in place in a better way. Make sure you have better habits. Make sure that you're living the best life possible every single day, but always delivering on anything that is good. And every single day you're a good person to be around, the better your life and the better your aspect of ideas and how you give everything in the world. And you have to understand it's always about every single day delivering on your content, delivering on the person you are. And you have to put forth into the world something. And you have to believe in words, you understand? And the more you believe in words, the more your words will flourish and the more you'll flourish in everything you do. But the thing is, you must also not believe in anything except yourself. And you have to understand also, if you realize anything about life, that the more you speak words into the planet, the more you can actually do it. And the more you actually do in life, the better for you in terms of every single aspect of your life is going to improve. But you're also going to be able to dig into knowledge and dig into everything that you are. So you always have to understand that there's always more to say and there's always more to do. And you have to understand you always have to keep working. You have to keep working in your life to manifest a better dream, to manifest a better life, to manifest everything that you ever want and desire. So every single day, always be much more in your life. Always seek to help, seek to give as much content as you can. And the more you give content, the better your life. So no matter what in my life, I'm always looking for a better way. I'm always looking for something to say. I'm always looking for something that I can give. And when I give my content, that's the important thing, that I give something in terms of words. Because words is all I can give. I can only ever give you words. And you have to keep teaching people. You have to keep teaching people something. You have to always keep digging in for answers, digging in for glory. You understand? You have to have glory in your life. You have to be royalty in your life. You have to treat yourself like a king or queen. And you have to understand every single day, no matter what, always have dinner on the table. You understand? Always have food on the table. Always try to provide for your family. Try to help out in any way you can. Try to understand yourself and other people. Try to understand exactly where you're going and how you're going to achieve life. You have to understand every single day, for example, if you're making events around people or if you're going to make events around people, you have to understand it's about always delivering content. And the more content you deliver to these people, the more they love you. So it's much more how you always have to be from a giving standpoint. And the more you give, the more people cherish you. It's much more how it is. So every single day, no matter what happens, you have to always teach people your mindset as much as possible. Try to push as much content as possible into the planet. Even if nobody's listening to you, you have to understand eventually someone's going to listen to you. And you have to understand you're going to impact in the world. You're going to impact the world in a positive way because you're trying to get your message across. But you also have to do images, you have to do video programs, you have to do audio programs, you have to make quotes for yourself. Just look at what I do. You have to understand every single day that if you always seek to help, I promise you anything can happen. But you have to understand you have to practice your content. You have to practice who you are. You have to always give as much as possible. And the more you give, the better for you. So every single day, you're always seeking for more. You're always seeking for a new idea. You're always seeking for something that you've never done before. And you're making programs. You're making something that works, something that makes common sense. But you have to push through it. I promise you, sometimes when you're tired, and you have to realize when you're tired, you have to make content anyway. You have to realize before bed, you have to understand you have to make some content and then go to bed. You have to realize you have to always push yourself, and you have to understand that when you push yourself, that you can live life this way in a better way. So it's always about delivering on your content and understanding that no matter what happens in your life, that you're always going to live that life that you want to live. But no matter what happens in your life, you're always going to say something that is going to help. You understand? And you have to stick to that. You have to stick to helping in a better way. Because the more you help, the better your life. So every single day, always seek to help yourself in a way that is doing something that you're grateful for. You have to be grateful for something in life. You have to be grateful for helping people. And you have to understand that no matter what happens in your life, you're always going to do something positive. So always deliver on something. Deliver on your words. Deliver on your word. You understand? Deliver on who you are. And when you deliver something of service, I promise you anything can happen. You can always travel the world. You can go anywhere you want to go as long as you have the mindset. You have to have the mindset for everything these days. You have to accumulate a mindset of greatness. You have to start teaching. You have to start understanding how to teach, and you have to understand how to push content into the marketplace, because that's how you be in the spotlight. And now maybe you don't want to be in the spotlight, but at least you have to help people. Yes, and you have to help people in some kind of way. And when you help people, you're going to be in the spotlight anyway. In a sense, so you have to realize every single day of your life has to be lived now. You have to start living. You have to start really doing something in your life that's going to really help yourself and other people. And when you help yourself to unlock true potentials in yourself, when you do something in your life where you're helping in some kind of way, you have to realize every single day is going to help you. And every single day is going to do something that is profound. So you have to understand that you have to always make sure that you're pushing as much content in the planet as possible, because this way you be successful. So always try to put yourself in a position where you are delivering something. And when you deliver something of good nature, then you spread good in the world. And you have to understand it's much more about understanding where you're coming from, and understanding common sense, and understanding how to actually benefit your life and other people. So no matter what happens, you have to realize every single day is always going to have its perspective, and every single day is going to have a different point of view. And you have to always approach it in a different way. You have to understand, you have to start thinking. You have to start thinking a lot of thinking. But the thing is that you have to think with your feeling, and you have to think in the words. And you have to understand that when you're deep in thought, you're always giving words this way. And you're trying to give as many words as possible, because somehow words come together, and words will manifest dreams. As long as you're willing to speak it, as long as you're willing to speak words, as long as you're willing to manifest your dreams, as long as you believe in yourself, I promise you, you can go wherever you want to go. I promise you, there's no limits until you have to realize there's no limits to what you can do. You have to understand every single day you do something that is beneficial for the planet. I promise you, that's the path. That's the way for you. You have to always be benefiting people in some kind of way. And you have to always do something that's going to help you to move forward. And when you move forward in life, the best things happen. And you have to understand every single day, make sure that when you're tired, make sure you understand to have some sleep in your life. Make sure you understand to set the timer in your life for you to get enough sleep. Get enough sleep in your life. Make sure every single day you're doing something to exercise, to make sure that you're looking better, that you have a better image, that you're doing fashion photos, that you're always consciously investing in yourself. And when you invest in yourself a lot every single day, the best things happen. And every single day you have to understand that no matter what happens in your life, you always have to have an optimistic mind. And optimism is always positive. Yes, and you're always being positive. You're always helping. You're always growing yourself in some kind of way. You're always seeking to do something more. And when you do something more for yourself, you have to realize you can go any place in the world. And you have to understand it's much more how always you have to develop yourself as a person. So you have to always speak from the words. You understand? Speak from where your heart is. But your heart is in the words. You understand? You have to realize your feelings are the words. And when you connect everything together, things start to make common sense about how you can achieve everything. And you have to speak a lot of words to be able to see exactly what you're going to do. And exactly the point in time where you plan everything that you can, I promise you, you'll see better. You'll actually be able to make moves that other people are not able to do. And you have to realize that you have to do something that other people have not done. You have to always be never above the crowd, but never be below the crowd either. You always have to be making sure that you're humble in life, making sure that you understand that everyone's equal, and that everything in terms of life has success, and that everything in success is equal. And you have to realize every single day you always have to benefit yourself and other people. and just be as much as you can into the moment. And when you be in the moment, anything can happen. But the thing is that what can happen is only your mindset. So if you teach your mindset to people, you can always benefit your own mindset, because then you actually see much better for yourself in terms of how to think. So every single day, try to do new content. Try to do something you've never done before. That's how you push your limits. Yes, and you have to realize that when you push your limits, you have to push yourself in a way that you're growing. Do what's best for you. Don't harm yourself. Don't try to harm yourself. Make sure that you're growing in some kind of way. And that's the important thing in life, that you're always trying. You understand that you're trying to do something, that you're trying to help out in some kind of way, that you're trying to live a great life, that you're trying to help yourself to do something positive. You understand? Because that's the point of life. So every day, the more you dig into words, the more you can actually do content, and the more you can actually speak words. So you have to realize, no matter what, that words will always come to you as long as you're willing to speak them. You have to keep speaking the words, you understand? Because when you stick to the words of everything that you are saying, you get so curious about what you're saying, because you don't know what you're saying. And you must not know about anything that you say or do, because it's sacred. You have to realize life is sacred like that. It's a mystery. Yes, and you have to leave a mystery in life. And when you leave a mystery, everything happens. So everything that is positive in life happens for a reason. And because of those people who are always doing something to help people, I promise you, they're the ones who are successful. But you have to realize every single day, you have to always go from different points of view. And you have to understand to speak everything into the planet as much as possible. And you have to understand to do even more work every single day. Because when you do a lot of work every single day, you manifest something beautiful. You manifest this beautiful mind. And when you have a beautiful mind, that's what people want in life. People want people who are beautiful. So beautiful things happen in terms of being able to look beautiful. You have to understand, you have to always develop your skills, develop everything in your nature, develop the person you are, and then you can be beautiful. But you have to realize, the thing is that everyone's beautiful to some point, but you have to always be more beautiful. You always have to understand that no matter what happens, that your life is here for a reason, and you're here to make sure that you help people. You're here to make sure that you're developing yourself in a way that others are not, but also you have to realize that you have to stand out. And the more you stand out, the better your life. You have to understand, every single day, try to do the most you can. Try to live the best way you can. Try to live the most you can. And try to always have faith in yourself. Have faith in your words. Have faith that the words will come to you when you're speaking. Because the words are coming to me right now, and you have to realize that when I just go into the words, something comes. Something always comes when I go into the words. And because of that, I'm always living my life. I'm always growing in the nature that I am. I'm always seeking for better help. I'm always seeking for better ways of thinking, better ways of doing, and better ways of living. And you have to understand, that's what it's about. It's about always a better mindset. Understanding how to do that. You have to understand, every single day, your life has to be better. You have to understand always to understand more, but to live life to the greatest possible ability that you can live in. And now every single day is always going to be something new in your life, but you always have to understand to develop yourself regardless of the situation. And you have to understand, you have to always read. You have to read for ideas. You have to always put ideas into perspective. Make sure you give as many ideas as possible, and just always benefit yourself in the long run. Try to always help yourself to run free. You know, saying go free, go and help everything in the world as much as possible. And the more you unlock your imagination, you can only do this through words. So make sure every single day that when you unlock your imagination, that when the knowledge comes to you, that is your imagination. Everything that happens in your life is the imagination of your life. And you have to understand that no matter what happens in your life, you have to always do something that is going to help yourself And when you help yourself in the most pleasant way every single day, you're always going to develop, you're always going to see life for the better, you're always going to give as much as possible, and that's how you live life. You live life in a different way all the time. And when you give a lot of ideas every single day, I promise you, things start to manifest, such as a great mindset. And that's everything. I promise you, when you have a great mindset to be around and people understand you, I promise you, you've impacted this world in an amazing way. And you have to understand every single day, no matter what, if you just impact one person every single day, I promise you, that's amazing that you can do that. And you have to realize you always have to make sure you're doing something that you're always impacting people in the best kind of way. You understand? You have to always make sure of that, because every single day you do something positive for the planet, I promise you, always comes back around. I promise you, what you do for others comes back around. And you always have to understand, no matter what happens in your life, that you always have to stick to the words, make sure you push through, make sure you always give as many ideas as possible and as many words as possible, so that you understand how to live your life. It's always a nice and beautiful nature where you can always express yourself, isn't it? You have to realize everything that happens in terms of expressing yourself, you have to understand it's much more about always expressing yourself in a way that is going to be kind, that's going to be generous, that's going to be giving words, giving a lot of ideas, making sure that you're prospering, making sure every single day you're doing the best job for yourself, and understanding to express yourself in ways that you've never done before. You have to do that for yourself. You have to understand every single day there's always more, and there's always more you can do. But you have to speak to yourself on a daily basis. And you have to understand that you have to direct yourself into words, because words are life, and the more you direct yourself into speaking words, the more you will manifest and attract the life that you need to attract. I promise you. Anyway, guys, I hope that you guys have enjoyed my audio program here. I promise you, if you guys love my audio programs or anything that I do, please share me around. And you have to understand, every single day, try to always help yourself. Just help yourself as much as possible. Live your life the best way you can and do the best job in the world.